Hey, 49ers faithful. Today, we need to talk about the latest game, the challenges, and the critical moments that define the San Francisco 49ers' recent outing against the Buccaneers. First off, let's address the elephant in the room, Fred Warner going down. Losing a player of his caliber is never easy, and you could feel the energy shift immediately on the sidelines. Warner has been the heartbeat of this defense, a constant presence, and his absence was noticeable. But surprisingly, the biggest problem for the 49ers on Sunday was not the defense, even after losing him. And that says a lot because this team's defensive unit has been solid all season, and without Warner, the cracks were expected to widen. Yet, despite some shaky tackling and a few coverage breakdowns, the real struggle came from the offensive line, which failed to provide the kind of protection needed against a talented Buccaneers front. The Buccaneers' offense wasn't overwhelming, at least not in a way that should have completely rattled the Niners. But Baker Mayfield was precise and poised in critical moments. He completed 17 of 23 passes, throwing touchdowns when it mattered most and showing efficiency under pressure. He maneuvered the pocket like a seasoned veteran, breaking tackles, extending plays, and finding open receivers even when the defense seemed ready to collapse around him. On one notable play, he escaped what looked like a certain sack from Travis Gibson and Bryce Huff, evading them entirely to pick up a first down. That kind of play shifted momentum, turning what could have been a tight game into a more challenging situation for San Francisco. When the score was 20-9 in favor of the Buccaneers, with a critical 3rd and 14, a sack at that moment could have changed the narrative entirely. Instead, Mayfield's awareness and agility kept the drive alive, eventually leading to a touchdown that widened the gap to 8 points. Plays like these highlight how fine the margins are in professional football, and how one moment of defensive misalignment can cascade into a significant momentum shift. While the defense did have lapses, such as allowing Cameron Johnson to exploit a coverage breakdown, the real story lies with the offensive line. Since 2021, this unit has been a recurring concern, and Sunday made it painfully clear that the issues remain unresolved. The offensive line's struggles impact every facet of the game. Running backs cannot find consistent lanes, and the quarterback faces relentless pressure on nearly every play. This past Sunday, against a defensive line led by Vita Vea, the struggles were amplified. Dominic Pony, once a standout rookie, seemed to regress this season, surrendering 6 pressures. The question of whether this decline is due to a previous knee injury or a combination of mental and physical factors remains, but the result was evident. Trent Williams, still a highly skilled tackle, has shown signs of age and has been beaten more often than expected. Colby Connor and Jake Brendel were consistently overwhelmed, and even as a bright spot, Colt McKivitz could not compensate for the deficiencies around him. The Buccaneers' interior line dominated the Niners, disrupting both run and pass games, exposing vulnerabilities that have existed for years. Without a mobile quarterback to offset the pressure, the offensive line's failures became glaringly obvious. Jones, despite his talent and ability to make plays in the pocket, is not the kind of quarterback who can consistently escape pressure. Unlike Brock Purdy, whose mobility masked some of the line's weaknesses last season, Jones had to endure constant hits, affecting his timing, decision-making, and overall effectiveness. The lack of protection limited offensive options and made sustaining drives a monumental challenge. Each play against a blitzing defense felt like a battle uphill, and the repeated inability to secure clean pockets translated directly into stalled drives and lost scoring opportunities. Watching the Buccaneers penetrate and dominate this offensive line was frustrating, not just for fans, but for anyone analyzing the game. It was a stark reminder that success in football relies on every unit performing cohesively, and when one unit falters consistently, the repercussions are immediate and severe. Beyond the offensive line, there were glimpses of what could be successful. Jones has proven his ability to perform under pressure and make critical plays in his first 4 starts. His precision in the pocket, reading defenses, and executing passes has been impressive, yet even his talent can only go so far when the front line is faltering. The Niners' inability to establish a consistent running game compounded the pressure, leaving Jones with few options and fewer seconds to make a difference. This game illustrated the necessity of having both a resilient offensive line and a quarterback capable of improvising. Without both elements functioning effectively, any team, regardless of talent elsewhere, will struggle against a disciplined and aggressive defensive unit like the Buccaneers. Looking at the defensive side, despite Warner's absence and Bosa's injuries, the unit held up better than expected. There were coverage breakdowns, missed tackles, and moments that could have been disastrous, but overall, the defense demonstrated resilience. Plays that could have turned the tide in favor of the Buccaneers were prevented, and the Niners managed to stay competitive even under adversity. This is a testament to the depth, coaching, and discipline ingrained in this team, though it also highlights that any further injuries or continued pressure on a line could quickly tip the scales against them. Defensive performance alone, even when heroic in parts, cannot carry the entire team, and the offensive line's persistent struggles continue to be the team's Achilles heel. Adding to the complexity, the 49ers are facing roster and strategic challenges. The potential for trades, acquisitions, or adjustments remains a talking point, especially with the team needing depth at linebacker and edge rusher positions. The injuries to key players have created openings that must be addressed to maintain competitiveness. Experienced veterans like Quincy Williams and Jermaine Johnson, who thrived under previous coaching schemes, could offer immediate impact if acquired strategically. Their versatility, ability to contribute across multiple positions, and experience in similar systems could help fill the voids left by Warner and Bosa. These potential moves underscore the importance of proactive management and the need for the team to anticipate challenges before they become critical setbacks. In the current NFL landscape, flexibility, depth, and adaptability are essential. The Niners' game against the Buccaneers highlighted the intersection of talent, preparation, and circumstance. It demonstrated that even elite defenses can be tested when the offensive line falters, and that quarterback performance, no matter how skilled, is dependent on protection and support from teammates. As the season progresses, the team will need to evaluate options, reinforce weak points, and ensure that key players are healthy and available. With strategic decisions regarding trades and player development, the 49ers can aim to remain competitive and address the gaps that have been exposed, especially on the offensive front. Every game in the NFL presents lessons, and Sunday's contest was no different. It revealed strengths, exposed weaknesses, and reminded everyone that football is a team sport where every unit's performance matters. The resilience of the defense, the skill of the quarterback, and the glaring challenges on the offensive line all combined to create a game filled with both hope and frustration. The narrative moving forward will hinge on how effectively the Niners address these offensive line issues, how players adapt to changing circumstances, and whether management can find solutions to fill critical gaps. The interplay of talent, strategy, and execution will determine not just individual game outcomes, but the trajectory of the season as a whole. Moving forward, one of the most pressing concerns for the San Francisco 49ers is how to manage their roster in light of injuries and ongoing performance issues. Losing Fred Warner and Nick Bosa for the season has created significant gaps, particularly at linebacker and on the edge, and the team cannot afford to ignore these areas. The 49ers have the opportunity to explore strategic additions, whether through trades, free agency, or leveraging the depth of players who have previously thrived under familiar coaching. Robert Saleh's potential involvement in reuniting with players he has coached successfully in the past could provide immediate reinforcement. Players like Quincy Williams and Jermaine Johnson, who demonstrated strong performances in previous seasons, could seamlessly integrate into the team's defensive schemes and help stabilize a unit suddenly stretched thin. Their presence would not only provide experience and skill on the field, but also leadership and confidence, which are essential when a team is navigating injuries and inconsistent play. Williams, for example, has consistently shown the ability to make impactful plays, whether in stopping the run, pressuring quarterbacks, or executing blitzes effectively. His tackling numbers over the past seasons reflect a player capable of being a cornerstone in a defense that is missing key figures. Johnson, as an edge rusher, possesses the speed, strength, and technique to disrupt offensive lines and create opportunities for his teammates. Both players are under team control for the next couple of seasons, making them valuable assets not just for the present, but for long-term planning. Their acquisition could help the 49ers survive the immediate challenges posed by the loss of Bosa and Warner, while simultaneously building toward a more resilient defensive core in the years to come. Meanwhile, the offensive line remains a glaring issue that cannot be ignored. Each game without adequate protection magnifies the challenges faced by Jones and limits the team's offensive potential. The regression of certain linemen, injuries, and inconsistent performance have all contributed to a unit that struggles to protect the quarterback and establish the run game. This was painfully evident against the Buccaneers, where the defensive front dominated almost every down. Pony's decline from his rookie form, Trent Williams' age-related limitations, and Brindle's inability to hold his ground against elite defenders all combined to create a situation where even well-designed plays failed to materialize. The interior of the line was particularly vulnerable, allowing defenders to penetrate quickly and disrupt plays before they could develop. This not only affects Jones' ability to throw effectively, but also impacts the rhythm and confidence of the running backs, who struggle to find lanes and gain momentum when the line cannot hold its blocks. Even as the 49ers consider adjustments to address the offensive line, the importance of the quarterback's mobility and decision-making becomes even more pronounced. A quarterback who can extend plays, escape pressure, and make adjustments on the fly provides a buffer against an underperforming line. Jones has shown flashes of elite pocket presence, but without the mobility that someone like Brock Purdy offered, the protection deficits are magnified. Plays that could have been converted into first downs or touchdowns were instead thwarted by relentless pressure and well-timed defensive maneuvers. Every sack, every hurried throw, and every collapsed pocket chips away at the momentum and limits the team's ability to sustain drives, which in turn affects scoring opportunities and overall game flow. Despite these challenges, the 49ers have reasons for cautious optimism. The defense, while missing star players, still has the ability to create stops and maintain competitiveness against strong offenses. Young players stepping into bigger roles are gaining experience, and coaches have the chance to implement creative schemes to mitigate weaknesses. On offense, while the line struggles, the skill position players continue to show promise. And Jones' accuracy and composure provide a foundation to build upon. The team's ability to adapt, find solutions in real time, and maximize the impact of remaining healthy stars will be critical as the season progresses. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be one of the most shocking moves of the NFL offseason, whispers are circulating that wide receiver T. Higgins has reportedly parted ways with the Cincinnati Bengals and is heading to San Francisco to join the 49ers. The news, still unconfirmed by official sources, has set the league abuzz, with fans and analysts scrambling to understand the potential impact of such a blockbuster switch. Higgins, who has been a reliable target for the Bengals over the past seasons, is known for his ability to stretch the field and make critical catches in high-pressure situations. His rumored departure raises immediate questions about Cincinnati's offensive strategy moving forward. Are the Bengals ready to pivot their game plan without one of their primary weapons, or is this part of a larger roster reshuffling strategy that insiders say could involve multiple trades and draft maneuvers? On the other side, the San Francisco 49ers, a team already brimming with offensive talent, could gain a significant edge if Higgins joins their ranks. Sources close to the team suggest that Higgins' addition would create matchup nightmares for opposing defenses, pairing his deep threat ability with the 49ers' versatile quarterback play. Speculation is running wild about how Higgins would fit into Kyle Shanahan's intricate offensive schemes, with some suggesting he could immediately slot as the primary outside threat. while others argue he could thrive in crossing routes and intermediate patterns, adding a new dimension to an already dynamic attack. Fans on social media have been quick to react, with hashtags hinting at both excitement and disbelief trending within hours. Some Bengals supporters are mourning the potential loss of their star receiver, while 49ers fans are imagining a season where Higgins' presence could elevate their offense to elite status. Analysts are dissecting potential contract details, performance incentives, and a strategic reasoning behind such a move. Could this be a signal that the 49ers are going all in for a Super Bowl run next season? Or is this just the beginning of a domino effect that could redefine the league's top wide receiver landscape? While the details remain murky and official statements are yet to surface, the rumor of T. Higgins moving from Cincinnati to San Francisco has already captured the imagination of the football world. If true, it might not just be a signing. It could be a seismic shift in the balance of power in the NFL. Teams, fans, and pundits alike are holding their breath, waiting for confirmation that could turn this offseason into one of the most talked about in recent memory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.